How are we all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Overland Adventurers here. I know it's been a bit of a long time since I last done a video, but I've been busy with work, so I thought I'd just open up to another video on the channel and just give a little bit of an update. We're in strange times at the moment, and we can't really get out and do what we all want to do in terms of staying overnight places and getting out on our adventures. But to be fair, recently I've had the opportunity to go out on a green laning trip just local to me in Northumberland, and obviously being a day trip, it was just perfect just to get out and be in sort of relative wilderness and get out on the Land Rover and actually be able to do some sort of off-roading slash overlanding, I suppose you could call it. But it's nice to actually just get out there and do something. So I was quite impressed with how the Land Rover got on. She just sort of plodded along as usual, cracked on with the green lanes, and just being completely standard underneath never ceases to surprise me. I was with a few other vehicles there that had big tyres on, 33-inch plus 35-inch tyres, and you know, the old girl just followed along and just carried on doing what she does best. But it did get a bit sticky at some points and did get stuck in the peat at one point. So it's you know, it's just one of those things when you haven't got huge tyres, you haven't got quite as much ground clearance on the diffs, and when the ruts have been dug deep by vehicles with bigger tyres, obviously there's nothing you can do. So got winched out of that one and just sort of decided to turn back onto the road. Decided it was going to be a bit too much because they needed a lot of momentum to carry on through it. I thought it wasn't going to be worth it, so I said I'd meet him in the next village, the group I was with. So, but yeah, it was just nice to get out and be, you know, feel a little bit more normal, you know, just get out and on the green lanes again. And to be fair, I hadn't done any of these lanes before, so they were all new to me. So it felt amazing just to be somewhere new, and being up in the moors in Northumberland, North Pennines, it was just pure moors. You couldn't see anything else apart from hills and mountains and stunning views, apart from when you were sat in the clouds and you couldn't see anything but fog. So you're a fair way up where we were, 2,000 feet, that sort of height max, you know, where we got up to on some of these lanes. So it's quite a place, you know. There was no one about, no cars on the roads at all. I think I saw a couple of cars on these really quiet roads between the green lanes we went to. So we were following someone else's route that on Wikilocks, and we just followed that route, and one of the other lads that we were with had done this route before, so it wasn't like we were in the complete unknown, because he knew sort of roughly where we were going and where to next. So, but for me, it was completely, you know, all new territory for me. So it was nice to sort of put the old girl through her paces. I'll clip in a video in a minute of just sort of one of the more sketchy lanes that we went down and how I got on that one. No dramas, no massive dramas, just ticks along in first gear low, and she just, you know, didn't sort of worry it too much. But it was still one of those sort of moments where you do need a spare pair of pants with you just to sort of get by on that one. It was one of them, and it was a bit, you know, one of those moments where I sort of followed everyone else down there. Everyone else got down, no problems. It was a nice little rock on the bank, sort of holding everyone up and stopping them sliding down. But you know, not me. That one sort of rock had been moved enough, and then when I went to go down this sort of slopey part rocky, craggy section at an angle, I went down, front went down straight nicely, back end sort of missed this rock, or the rock had been moved that far down the bank, it was just not really part of the support anymore. So the rear end, being a longer wheelbase, had just sort of come round, and it got that sort of uncomfortable angle on. So luckily enough, we were going just really slow, like really slow pace. It wasn't going to be any dramas, but it was sort of one of those things where it was a bit close to comfort. But it was nice. Apart from that, everything else was absolutely fine. You know, fairly technical, but no other issues at all. So yeah, hopefully gonna get out on more day trips and do more green laning trips, and even if it's just in the day, hopefully once we can get out onto the campsites and do some overnighters, then that'll be even better. But we've got the Lakes trip coming up soon for Overland Explorers UK that I'm participating and helping out on that in the group. So yeah, it'd be good to get involved and meet some new people and see some of the members and put names to faces, you know. So you know, if you're watching this and you're coming along to the meet, or you're interested in meeting like-minded people with overlanding and camping and just getting out to remote places and green lane, then by all means look up Overland Explorers UK on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube as well. We've got a channel on YouTube which is doing, you know, slowly growing, so yeah, show some support and check us out and meet some new people and, you know, get out camping again. So it's been too long. It's gone. It feels like it's gone fast, but at the same time, it's still been a long time. You know, it's been 3 months now, really, at least, that we haven't really done any sort of camping or anything. You know, which is quite a long time because we're normally out most weekends. You know, just in the lakes and whatever, being that it's on the doorstep. It's just perfect to get into a remote campsite and just stop for the night. You know, or even just do a wild camp. You know, just because there's so many. Well, there's quite a few nice spots, you know, away from the tourists, and nice little spots to go to. Definitely missing it, and looking forward to getting back out there. So just a small update for you, and hopefully we'll get some better content on soon when we can do some half decent trips. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.